up, Nathan?
What's going on?
Hey, brother.
I see that you're liberal, which I don't mind liberals.
Thanks.
But I mean, I guess that's. I mean, I am a Trump supporter. I'll tell you that.
Sure.
I'll be honest with you. I think the defense did enough with what Blanche did to. I think you would admit that they did do damage to Cohen in some sense.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody knew that Cohen had stole money, and I think him admitting to that was kind of shocking. I don't think anybody, but apparently he had said that the prosecution knew about it, so I don't know if
we all knew.
Yeah, I knew.
Everyone knew.
Right, and then were you also surprised to see him admit that he had testified as well that he had meetings with reporters and stated in those meetings that Trump had nothing to do with the Stormy Daniels payment at all?
Yeah, I saw those. To me, again, like it's all narrative, and I feel like this is where the MAGA, with all due respect, like they lose me, because every one of those quotes of Michael Cohen saying Trump had nothing to do with this came before all the evidence came down on him, and he was forced to recant those stories, admit it, and went to jail for it. So in order for me to believe that Michael Cohen was telling the truth then, but not now, I also have to accept that he just decided to go to jail. He just decided to plead guilty, lose his law license, lose millions of dollars, go to jail, just so that he could get back at Trump? For what? And for what reason? What did Trump do to him? Why was he getting back at Trump? If none of this happened, what's he getting back at Trump for?
So apparently, from what I've read and heard, is so this $20,000, and I know there's different numbers out there. Apparently, he was saying that the Trump organization was owed him like a bonus or something, and he never paid the bonus or something, so he took the money.
No, hold on. First of all, it's 30,000. The
$30,000.
Redfish money is they owed it to a vendor. They paid a computer programmer to essentially manipulate an online poll. And they owed that person 30,000. It's
Two online polls.
60,000 because double that for the income tax, right? That he was gonna have to pay. That's where the 60,000 comes from.
Right. Well, I didn't know the number, but he did still steal the money, correct?
Yeah, which is not the first time that was known. I mean, it sounds like it was to you, but
Are
I
you
mean,
Nathan?
Go ahead.
We'll get back to Cohen, but
Yeah.
did you hear the part where Donald Trump was paying $30,000 to rig polls?
They all
Does that
do
bother
it.
you at all?
It does, but here's the thing, and I'm not
no,
trying.
only Michael Cohen's lies and crimes bother
No,
that
no,
guy.
that's not what
All
what
the
I'm
other
saying.
crimes don't matter.
Listen, so I'm gonna. It doesn't. Yes, I find that very odd, but I'll tell you right now, Trump is not the only candidate that does it.
Who else did it?
Campaigns do it all the
Who else
time.
did
Who
it?
did it?
Look at state level races. So, like, if you look at
Okay, but we're talking about people running for president, right?
right, but I'm saying campaigns pay pollsters to rig polls in their favor to make them seem like they're in a higher position
So
than they really are.
just to be clear, like I worked for the Republican Party. That's
Right.
not really what they do. What they do is they pay pollsters who will give them the results that they want. This was different. So this was
Which is completely
this was a
different.
legitimate poll. They paid Redfin to rig the poll, but I think
Finch.
it was Redfinch. Sorry, was it New York Times? Is that the poll it was? Can't remember which poll it was. I think it was like a New York Times. Anyways,
I'll look it up.
that's what they were paying for. They were paying for people to rig polls that were credible. That was the point. But again, that's like that. Does that not show on your end at least like maybe Donald Trump can't be trusted? Maybe some of the stuff he says isn't true?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't trust Donald Trump with my life, but I trust him a lot more than I trust Cohen or Biden or anything
Why?
like that. I'm not saying that Trump is just some holy God Bible thumper that is, God all be all type person. I never said that. But I trust him a lot more than I trust Cohen.
Why?
Trust him a lot more. Why do I trust him a lot more?
Yeah.
I just think that he is a guy that is going to stick to his guns, and he's been that way for 50, 60 years now.
Aren't most of his
Oh,
guns
this
lies?
is funny. Can I say one thing? I just want to get because I found the information you were asking. It's actually kind of it was a CNBC online poll to identify the country's top business leaders, and then they paid someone to write a computer script to rig it so that Trump would win.
And I don't get this whole
Oh
Democrat.
no, and it didn't work. He couldn't get him in the top 100 candidates.
So this
Sorry.
was before he had announced. Is that what you're saying? Before he had
Yeah.
announced he was running for president?
This was January 2014.
Okay, so before he announced. But back to your question though, I feel like he's the best person, and we disagree on that obviously, which is fine.
Well, because when you say he sticks to his guns, the problem I have with him sticking to his guns is half of his guns are lies. Like he's still. Do you think that he had that this event? I'm trying to use TikTok words with Stormy Daniels happened?
Like the extracurricular activity.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure.
Okay. Well, he says it didn't.
What?
So
and again,
what,
I don't
when he
believe
sticks to his
everything-
guns, you know that he's lying to you, and
Listen,
you don't care.
I don't believe everything. Listen, I don't believe everything he says. Just like you don't believe everything Joe Biden says. At the end of the day, he's a politician. They're going to tell you what they want you to hopefully
Okay, but
believe.
you said he sticks to his guns. What guns does he stick to?
I mean, look at his foreign policy. I mean, he
look at
was
it.
not going to be bullied, and that's just. Did we have any kind of foreign conflicts under the
Yes.
Trump
Oh
administration?
my
Lots.
God, you've been brainwashed.
Lots.
He's
Not been
talking. We've
brainwashed.
had. Yes, we have.
Lots
Listen.
of them.
Okay, so can we having a conversation with the host here?
We're both the hosts. Just so
Okay,
you know.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so like the foreign policy we had under Trump, right? Like you can say that he bows down to Russia or blah blah blah, but there
Yeah.
was no invasion under the Trump administration into into Ukrainian territory. The Crimea thing,
Were the Russians in Crimea when Trump was president?
that
I
happened.
know.
Under
I know that it happened under Obama, but were they in Crimea under the
Yes,
Trump
they
administration?
were in Crimea.
Okay. Did Trump do anything to push back on that?
He didn't want to.
He didn't.
Wrap the water.
Right. So is that tough?
he's
Is
a
that a
pussy.
tough guy? Well, I don't want to do anything because I don't want to make people mad.
So if there's
That
nothing,
to me sounds like he's getting run over by Vladimir Putin.
okay, but the thing is, though, if you have stability, right? So yes, Russia was in Ukraine and Crimea, but they were not advancing. So Trump was sitting there thinking,
Why not?
okay,
Why weren't they advancing?
because if Putin knew if he would have advanced, America would have gotten involved.
How did Putin know that?
You can just look at the verbiage.
Because Trump was giving money and aid and military aid to Ukraine, right?
Come on, man. If we
No,
wanna-
that's why Putin knew that, right? I'm
if
not
we
being
wanna go
critical.
down this rabbit hole, we can talk about all the money.
How is this a rabbit hole?
It's
I'm
all-
just
You're
saying-
the one down the rabbit hole. We
This
want
isn't a
you to
rabbit
climb
hole.
out of it.
not
What I'm
climbing
trying
out
to
of
say,
any
Nathan,
rabbit
is
hole.
what I'm trying to say, Nathan, is that you're trying to give credit to Donald Trump for keeping Russia at bay, but you also don't want to talk about the actions he took to keep Russia at bay. One of which was to send military aid to Ukraine.
Who did? Trump
Trump.
sent money to Ukraine.
Yes, every year of his presidency, every year.
Nathan has no idea what's going on.
Do you remember? Don't you remember that call he got impeached over? It was about military aid that he was withholding from Ukraine, and he said, "I'm not going to give it to you unless you guys give me dirt on Joe Biden."
So here's the thing, right? So this
No, not here's the thing. Let's
What?
stay on this. Let's
We're
be clear.
sticking
Let's
on
get
it.
on the same page. So you understand Trump was propping up Ukraine, giving them military aid, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, cool. Now go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, at the end of the day, Trump was doing what he thought was right, and it's dirty politics. I'm not saying it's okay, and that's illegal to withhold funds like that. So I'm not saying he's justified to do that. But what I'm saying is, if you want to talk about this is Trump's fault or he didn't do anything,
I didn't say that.
No, what I'm saying is though, if you're a national leader of a country, right,
Mm-hmm.
and another country has invaded another, but they're not advancing, but they've taken over something else within another administration, you're not going to just go out of your way to poke the bear and tell them, hey, get the hell out of Crimea, otherwise we're going to come in and make you move out. So they were.
Well,
not
you could.
And then we have
You're
another
a pussy.
conflict.
And
No,
then what?
because then we have another conflict. Why is America sticking their nose in every single conflict that's going on around the globe? It makes no sense at all.
Well, same reason. Like you understand that in both conflicts, in Ukraine and in Israel, Donald Trump was funding both Ukraine and Israel while he was president, right? He was giving them military aid.
I 100% understand that.
Okay, so why do you think he would have handled this so different? What would he have done differently then to stop this from happening?
From Ukraine, from the Israel and Palestine and Ukraine and Russia thing?
Either one of them, yeah.
Well, first of all, Netanyahu has been funding Hamas for years, so he created
That's
his
true.
own beast. So
That's true.
that was
That's true.
so that is nothing that Trump or Biden could handle themselves, because he created
Correct.
something that he thought he created a government that was going to listen to his beck and call and step by his march. And it turned out to not be that case, which is why he's going in there and trying to take them out.
Right.
Because he created a beast. So I don't think either Trump or Biden will be able to get that under control. I think that's just the
So you'd
problem.
say it's probably not either one of their faults either then, right?
No, I don't think the Israel.
Okay, so let's go to Ukraine then. I agree with you on that, by the way. I think that's a really sensible answer. Let's go to Ukraine. What would Trump have done differently in Ukraine to prevent this from happening?
I don't know what he would have done, because there was no further advancement within his administration. So
But you understand then, Nathan, that what you're saying is none of this happened under Trump, but you can't explain what would have happened differently. It seems like what you're doing is you're just taking any outcome that didn't happen under Trump, giving him credit or blaming Joe Biden, but you can't even explain why why it would have happened differently under Trump.
it's because it's a guessing game.
It is, but again, you're making the assumption that it wouldn't have. That was your claim. Your claim was, oh, well, this didn't happen under Trump. Well, lots of things didn't happen under Trump. You know what didn't happen under Joe Biden? A new variant or a new worldwide pandemic wasn't introduced under Joe Biden. Would it be fair for me to be like, Donald Trump as president lost jobs, millions of jobs. He had the highest unemployment of any president in the history of our country. That would be unfair, right? Because of COVID?
Absolutely, but then
Right, so I wouldn't make that
with
claim.
the
So
lowest unemployment rate
if
in
you're
50
going
years.
if you're going to use the dichotomy of the two people's situations, don't you think you should at least have some idea of how it would have been different under Trump?
What I'm saying is I would have no idea unless there would have been an advancement. Otherwise, we're just playing a guessing game, because at that point, we don't know what Trump would have decided to do with Russia had they further advanced in Ukraine like they are doing now.
I agree with you, but what you're saying is I'm playing a guessing game, Jay. My name's Jay, by the way. I'm playing the guessing game because I like Trump. So I'm guessing that Trump would have been better, but I don't know. And I'm asking you to explain why you're guessing that and you don't know.
Because he's not a guy, and maybe I worded it wrong, but I think it's just because he's a guy that is not going to I can tell you right now, Trump would never let another country come in here and attack us on our own soil.
Either has Biden, neither did
Hey,
Obama.
I have something. I have something to say about that. Like, what about the Soleimani thing? Like, that's completely not true. You act like Trump is some tough guy that people respect. We off Soleimani, and then what happened? What happened? Do you know what happened after that? We were attacked, right? And what did Trump do? He lied, right? We had 110 traumatic brain injuries, and Trump said that people got a headache. That's what he said. We were attacked, and Trump had no response for that. He did nothing about it. We had 110 traumatic brain injuries, and Trump's response was to lie about it happening, lie about injuries, lie about what was happening to people in our military, and cover it up.
I mean, that's what happened. That's what happened. I can't deny facts.
Oh, it's definitely what happened at a military base. And Trump's response wasn't, I'm tough, let me show the world what I'm made of. It was to lie and say, oh, a couple people have some headaches. That's what he did. That's your tough guy.
I mean, he also went to North Korea and he came back with an agreement that wasn't written down or agreed to on anything. And just a couple months later, there's North Korea practicing their weapon systems again. Like they're firing nuclear. I don't remember exactly what they were. I want to get
it was their rocket. Their nuclear.
They're rockets. They're firing rockets again. And what did Trump do at that point? Nothing. He just pretended it didn't happen. He didn't do anything to stop North Korea. He's not tough. The thing about Trump, the biggest mischaracterization of Donald Trump is that he is tough on world leaders. He's not. The only people he's tough on is our allies. Those people who are our enemies, he just bows down and lets them do whatever they want. He stood in front of you and the rest of us and said, I trust Vladimir Putin over our intelligence services, and history has told us he was wrong. Our intelligence services were right, Vladimir Putin was wrong, and there's Trump on the world stage saying, I trust Vladimir Putin.
So would you would agree, though, with Trump that these countries you know, when we're funding these other countries' conflicts, like at the end of the day, Ukraine is not an ally. Israel is. So we have an obligation to send them funding to an extent. I think what we're giving them is still way too much to begin with. But the problem with Republicans in Congress is I understand that a lot of this, you know, funding that we're sending over there is equipment and old, you know, war materials and blah, 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 blah. But there is a portion of those funding bills that are money that is being sent over to Ukraine. And there's no way to be able to
20%, hold on, 20% was a loan. 20% of 60, I haven't thought about this in a while. 20% was a loan. That's true. But the rest is refueling, right? We're giving them old equipment,
Right.
and then we replenish our stockpile, which creates American jobs and fuels our economy.
Right, but the problem is so that 20% that you said is a loan, right? Do you really ever think we're going to see that money back from Ukraine? Probably not. So
Why do you say that? Why wouldn't we?
Ukraine is poor compared to America. I mean, and so you're basically riding the coattails of a hope and dream that they're going to pay us back at some point in time.
I don't think. First of all, Ukraine's not that poor, right? They have a lot of resources. They have natural resources. But the other thing that I think we're forgetting is that there are other countries that are funding this. There are other countries that are contributing money to the war in Ukraine, and that money is going to contribute, giving them military aid. Where does that money go? When they spend money on military aid, where does that money go, Nathan?
When who spends money on military aid?
Well, let's say when England spends money on military aid for Ukraine, where does that money almost all go?
To America.
To us.
Right.
That's right. All these other countries are paying us. And that's the thing. Like there's a lot of people in America who say, like, I don't want to be fighting the wars all over the world. I agree with that. The problem is we've set up treaties all around the world, and we've told all these other countries, do not proliferate your nuclear arms. Don't build up your armies. Like, we got this. You guys can all be allies with us. We just all have to chip in. But we've told all these other countries, don't grow massive armies. We have an alliance. We'll take care of it. And then the same people who, remember, Donald Trump campaigned on build up the military. Like, we need a stronger military. How do you square those two things? That we need the world's strongest military because we are the world's police, but then you don't want to be the world's police. How do you put those two together?
So Trump himself has said we want to stay out of other countries' conflicts, and he's
But I don't believe him because he didn't do that.
Well,
That's not. He can say
choose-
words,
you can
but
choose not
actions
to
are
believe
different.
him.
Well, why do you
choose-
believe him if he didn't do
His
it?
actions are different.
Okay, but you got to understand he's one guy in a scheme of multiple people within
Yeah,
the
and
White House.
but what did he ever try and do to reduce the size of our military?
So I didn't see him going over to Russia or Ukraine or Israel or North Korea and saying, hey, let's go to war. I didn't see him going to China and saying, hey, let's have a cyber attack on each
No,
other.
but he was doing unprecedented numbers of drone strikes. Like Felice brought up earlier, Soleimani, Afghanistan was still happening. No, he didn't go start new
Trump
issues, but
did
either
so
did Joe
many
Biden.
drone strikes. He changed the law. Just so you know, Trump changed laws so he didn't have
And
to
you
report
realize that
casualties of drone strikes.
Drone strike is targeted at very individual people. It's not targeted at.
No, he was a little loose with that because there were a lot of innocent people that
He
were
changed
lost
the
their
laws
lives.
so he
But
didn't
he
have
took
to
out
report
some of the
casualties
biggest-
anymore.
So
Because
here-
there were so many.
And you want
He
to talk
changed the laws
okay.
so he didn't
So
have
now,
to.
now that you brought up the drone strikes, this reminds me. So under Obama, we had, and you all know it, we had ISIS become a thing. They formed under Obama, and they sprouted out.
No. Oh
They
my
did.
God.
Yes, they did. And guess
No,
what?
they didn't.
Trump took them out to
No,
basically.
why did ISIS form though? Like really why?
ISIS was
it
an
didn't
off-branch
start
of-
under Obama.
Right, but
Started under
ISIS,
Bush.
ISIS was an off branch of Al Qaeda that was.
Okay, but you said it started under Obama. You don't.
It
I
got
have a degree
so
in
severe-
history. ISIS that did not start under Obama. You're just a guy that wants to blame Obama for ISIS. You know nothing about history.
Okay, so that's
It did
fine.
not-
But you're rambling.
I'm
So-
not rambling.
She's
I'm
just correcting you,
correcting
bud.
your incorrect information. I'm not going to let you proliferate lies.
Okay, so you say it started under Bush, which I'll have to fact check you on that. What,
2004. Who was
You
president in
have no
2004?
idea what
okay,
you're talking
I
about,
do, I
sir.
do,
You just
because
made up a lie. That's a MAGA lie to say that ISIS happened under Obama.
Al-Baghdadi is the one who started ISIS, and that was in 2004. You
right,
can look
and that's
that up.
because Al Qaeda was
Now
too
think about the year. Who
normal
was
for them.
president in
It
2004?
was
No,
Bush. You
let's
can
think
blame
Here we
about
Bush
go.
it.
for 9
Okay,
11
so
and all
you
that,
made
but
up a
guess what?
lie about Obama, and then
I,
you got fact
I
checked,
get it. You
and
don't
then
like
you tried
Bush.
to act like I was lying.
Okay, I get it. You don't like Bush because he was a successful
No,
president.
Nathan,
Got it.
Nathan, hold on. Let's be a little more honest about this. All that happened there is Felice corrected something that you said. Be an adult and be like, yeah, I got that wrong, and move on. But don't say, oh, I get it. You guys hate Bush. That's not what we're saying. We're
Okay,
saying
I
that
said
what
I
you
was
said. No,
factual.
No
hold on,
one
Nathan.
said
Hold
that
on.
at all.
Hold
I
on.
just corrected
All
his
we were
lie.
saying, Nathan, is that you were wrong, and we were correcting it, and we can move past it. But be a grown up. Admit when you're wrong, and we'll just move past
I
it. It's
said I would
okay.
fact check it, and if I fact checked it and I was wrong, I would admit it. I have
Terrific.
no problem admitting that I'm
All right,
wrong.
keep going then.
So the thing though with ISIS is though under the Trump administration, he wiped them out of I think it was Africa. They were advancing down into those countries, and he took them out, and he basically eviscerated ISIS. ISIS is no longer a
Wait,
thing.
hold on. If he eviscerated ISIS, how did he then make agreements with them and the Taliban?
Oh, so you're talking about
Bro, just
the
make it
trip?
up stories.
No, I'm not. So you're talking about the trip he took to what was it, Qatar, and he sat down
No.
with the top. What?
No,
What agreement are you talking about?
no, I'm talking about the attempted peace agreements with both ISIS and the Taliban during his presidency, peace agreements that appeared to fail.
If I mean, all he can do is put the pen to the paper, and if whether those
But
countries want
no, the point is, Nathan, he didn't get rid of them. That's the point. That's something he says
But
that you're
that's what
repeating
MAGA
that is
told Nathan.
untrue. It is. Does ISIS still exist, Nathan?
to a certain level, yes,
Did they exist all
Not-
throughout Trump's presidency?
he was knocking them down.
That's not the question I asked. Why won't you answer the question I asked? Did they exist during his presidency?
He did, yes, but
So did
took
he
them
get
out.
rid of ISIS?
No, but it did
No.
Okay,
But you said this is the problem we have, Nathan, and why we struggle with MAGA is because you guys have all these talking points that you repeat that aren't true. How many more? That's the third thing now you've repeated from Donald Trump that was a flat out lie, and you even know that they're lies, but it doesn't bother you. Why doesn't it bother you that he lies so much? He says, I got rid of ISIS. ISIS still exists. He clearly didn't get rid of ISIS. Why doesn't that bother you that he lies to you? And why did you repeat his lie even though you know it's not true?
it is what it is.
I just, for a
You know why you
source, if
repeated a
anyone
lie
wants
that you knew
one,
wasn't true?
there's a great Politico article called Trump Says ISIS is Defeated, Reality Says Otherwise.
So here's the thing, though, right? You would have to concede that
Can you answer that question first, Nathan? I want to know why you repeated a lie that you knew wasn't true.
I think he did enough. I think he cut in half what
But
ISIS.
no, but what did you say? You said he got rid of ISIS. Why did you
said
say
he
that?
eviscerated them down from what ISIS was.
It's not what you
That's
said.
not
buddy.
what you
Hold on,
said.
hold on. If I may finish, what ISIS was under the Obama administration compared to what ISIS is after the Trump administration, Trump immediately removed almost 90% of their operation. At least 90%, if
No,
not more.
You're
let's be
just
very
making
clear.
up percentages.
I'm
Let's
not
be very
making up
clear. Let's be
percents.
very clear about this, Nathan. One,
Do you-
the president doesn't do any of that. But what did he do differently?
What do you
Do
mean?
you
What
know?
did he do differently?
Yeah, what did he do differently?
He
Do you
sent in
only
these-
know the outcome, or do you know
No.
strategically
He
what we
sent in
did?
these drone strikes to take out the ISIS leaders, and you cannot deny that because you literally just said he did more drone strikes under his administration than Obama did.
I agree with that. But now let me ask you this, because he went into office saying, I'm going to I'm not going to be like Obama. I'm not going to just indiscriminately use drone strikes. And then he did more drone strikes. So is it possible that once he got into office, he realized, oh shit, our military leaders were telling Obama to do this, and it made sense. So then he just continued on that path, which is exactly what happened. But this is the problem with MAGA. Like, Donald Trump will say this and then still say that Obama was doing the wrong thing when he was doing more drone strikes than Obama. Really, if you agree with these moves, it's credit to our military, who between two administrations were able to keep the plan going.
Right. And so
especially with a president who's promised, I'm not going to do this shit anymore.
right.
I'm not going to do drone
the
strikes
thing
anymore.
is,
And then
though,
he immediately just
reason-
started doing them.
You would say, though, under the Trump administration, he made ISIS less formidable, right?
Yes.
As a group.
Yeah.
Okay, because he did the drone strikes and he took out their main leaders that were running, and obviously those groups, they just put in another person. I mean, it's not a big deal to them, but I don't know. I just think his foreign policy is not as horrible as people want to put out there for it to believe in. I mean, if you want to look at everything he did, I mean, Obama deported more people from America than Trump did. So if you want to say that the border is an issue and you want to blame Trump for it,
Wait, hold on. Why are we switching topics here?
Because it always comes back to Obama, Jay. It
I
always
don't
comes
care
back
about
to
Obama.
Nathan-
I really don't care about Obama.
Well, you brought him up, but the weird thing is,
Certainly
Nathan, is
care
you
about
made all
Obama.
these like declarative statements that were so like that all MAGA does. You guys talk about Donald Trump in these definitive terms, like he is some sort of god, and then every time we get into the details of it, you're like, yeah, none of that was true, but we still like him.
So,
Like
but
you're
guys
not doing a very good job explaining why you're
you guys
supporting
do
Trump.
the same exact thing because you.
What
guys,
did I do?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what you guys on the left
Sure.
do.
No,
You
no,
guys-
no, no. Wait, Nathan, hold on.
What?
Let me stop you real quick before you do that.
What?
Don't loop in other people who are left leaning. You're speaking to me and you're speaking to Felice, and we are different than a lot of lefties. So when you make claims like what did we to defend the actions you just took and the words you took, you need to talk to us. I don't care about what other lefties have said to you ever or what you've seen on the news. We're being fair. I'm only using your words. Let's use our words.
Right.
Is that fair?
So that's more than fair. But
Okay.
so the rhetoric that is it fair to say a good chunk of the left, the rhetoric they use is out on the campaign trail.
Wait, I just asked you to just keep it to us, not the left.
Okay, so if we're talking, keep it to you guys, and then your background says, why don't you believe Michael Cohen? So can we go back to that?
If you'd like to, sure.
Sure.
Okay, so you remember when Cohen was on the witness stand on Thursday, and Blanche was, walking him through everything, and he said, well, what did you think about your tax fraud or whatever he got convicted of? And he admitted that he lied to the judge because Cohen has tried multiple times to get early release from his probation. Okay. Do you remember when he sat up on the witness stand and said that he created 3 fake cases with AI, and then he lied to his own lawyer who's representing him to make him seem like he's some good guy so that he
Wait,
could
hold on. Fake cases? What are you talking about?
Cohen did set up 3 fake cases that never existed to try to get early release. And then he lied to his own.
What do you mean? Fake case?
Didn't.
What are you talking
did.
about? Wait,
There was-
what would a fake case be? What do you mean?
So Blanche was asking him, basically, he was tying in about how he's uncredible as a witness. And he brought up the fact that Cohen has sought out early release from his probation multiple times in the last year. So Cohen then was talking about how he had,
Citation? You mean the so the
Wait,
citations?
Michael
that you
Cohen
used were
says
fake?
he unwittingly sent AI generated fake legal cases to his attorney.
that's what it was.
So, and I'm again,
Yeah, he
you're
didn't
welcome for the
generate
help, but that's not what it. Yeah, let's just Michael Cohen. So I'm just looking this up in real time, just to be clear. This is from December 30th, 2023. So this is pretty recent. So Donald Trump's one-time personal lawyer and fixer says he unwittingly, so unknowingly, passed along to his attorneys bogus artificial intelligence generated legal case citations he got online before they were submitted to a judge. Cohen made the admission in a court filing unsealed in Manhattan federal court after a judge earlier this month asked a lawyer to explain how court rulings that do not exist were cited in a motion submitted on Cohen's behalf. So that's not what you're saying at all.
Believe that though. So Cohen was a lawyer for years, right? So he has a very well knowledge.
Yeah,
of the law.
so Cohen got information online that turned out to be AI generated and they weren't real cases.
Come on, man, you can't believe that because he has been a
Wait,
lawyer for
what's
years.
a more sensible
Yeah, tell me
explanation?
another explanation. He's a
So
robot?
The
What are you
real
talking about?
explanation is, I'll tell you what the real explanation is. If you're telling me that
And
that
provide
Cohen-
proof and citations for
Okay,
it
so
as well.
Cohen, Cohen was a lawyer for like 35, 40 years. You understand that, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me to buy this story of bullcrap that he could not decipher what is a true case citation and what is not. I just don't buy it.
No,
I
let
don't
me.
think
No,
I don't
you
think
got
it's
it
that
wrong.
he
Hold on.
can't.
Let me bring more clarity to this because you don't. I don't think you understand.
I do understand. You're
No,
saying
you
he could not
don't.
read a case
Stop
citation.
talking, Nathan, because you're okay. The AI generated cases, right, were cited as part of written arguments attorney David M. Schwartz made to try to bring in an early end to Cohen's court supervision after he served more than a year behind bars. So that as a non-lawyer, so this is the quote. As a non-lawyer, I have not kept up with emerging trends and related risk in legal technology and did not realize, so he just didn't know that Google Bard was AI, was a generative text service like ChatGPT. He thought it was essentially like a search engine. He didn't know that Google Bard was AI. Like, you're completely mischaracterizing this. So could show citations and descriptions that looked real but actually were not. He thought Google Bard was just a search engine that he was doing research and he put in a question, got case numbers and wrote them down. He didn't realize it was AI. He thought he was just doing a search engine query.
So
And
is
he's
he
saying,
about?
hey, I'm a guy who's been in jail. I'm not keeping up with AI in real time. I didn't realize.
Really, that's why he's been out of prison for several years now, and that's when AI became a thing. So I don't buy that 1 second.
Wait,
So
what?
my
Wait, hold on, Nathan. Hold on. What are you talking about? Hold on,
So
Nathan.
Cohen,
Let's
what?
be hold on, real quick. Let's be very clear about what happened here. He searched for something online, and he sent those links that he got to his attorney, and his attorney also didn't fact check them immediately. I think it was Schwartz was his attorney, and
So he
they
lied
and
to his lawyer.
hold on, and then it turned out that they were AI generated and they were inadmissible. How does this go to hurt this like we've gotten so
Okay.
far away from the case, but like what does this prove to you?
So what I'm saying though is when he sent those cases over to his lawyer, he then admitted that he lied to his lawyer and did not tell him that they were AI generated at first.
He didn't know.
It doesn't matter. So let me ask.
No, it
this
does
question.
matter.
No,
Wait, no,
so
it does.
yeah.
Intent does matter.
It's the whole
But he
point
still
of legal
lied.
of criminal
He still
cases
lied,
is
yes?
intent. It's the
No, he
whole
did
point.
not lie. He was wrong. There's a difference between
So,
lying and
okay,
being.
so the next
Let me ask you,
time-
Nathan. If you ask me what 2 plus 2 is, and I say 5, and I legitimately think the answer is 5, am I lying or am I wrong?
You're just dumb at that point.
Okay, there you go. So you can say Michael Cohen's dumb for not figuring
not
out that it was
knowing that
AI.
Google
I think
Bard-
that would be fair. But you're trying. See, this is again the problem. You guys will take evidence and assume the worst. You have no proof that Michael Cohen lied. And the most sensible thing here, given all the evidence, is that Michael Cohen thought he had something that was good for his case, sent it to his lawyer. It wasn't helpful to his case. It was never really used. It was nothing. This is a nothing story that you're
No, you
clinging
said,
to.
hold on. So you said you guys. So I kind of baited you because now everything is fair game. So
No,
you
I'd like
asked
to
me.
retract that, and I mean you, just you, Nathan.
Okay, so you caught yourself before I was about to.
Well,
test
it was
you.
something you said, so I mean, it was fair game because you said it. But yeah,
you guys,
we hear it a
as in
lot.
people who believe things with no proof.
Okay, so also when he tried to seek early release from probation in March, when he went down.
Wait,
and
so
saw
you're just pivoting off this? Can
I'm
we
not pivoting off
before
of it.
you pick? No,
What
yes,
I'm
you
saying is-
are.
okay, so let's
Hold
stay on
on.
the topic.
So
is Cohen,
again,
is Cohen,
I
is
just
Cohen is Cohen a dumb lawyer or is he a bad lawyer? Which is the answer?
okay.
Neither-
Again,
neither.
instead, I understood it to be a supercharged search engine and had repeatedly used it in other contexts successfully to find accurate online information. As someone who used Google Bard also as a supercharged search engine, I did not. I also am finding out in real time, and I am a historical researcher, used to be a paid one in college, and I did not know until right now that it could spit out fake case numbers because I used it as a supercharged search engine. I'm sad it went away. It was amazing.
So, but the thing is, though, you said that Cohen or that he said that
no,
he was.
so let me, I'm not done. I'm not done. So again, the thing is Cohen blamed his lawyer, which is true, right? If some guy in prison says, hey, I did some research for you to help out with my case, here's some case numbers, it's on his lawyer, who's a professional, to fact check those numbers.
He
And the
wasn't
judge
in
said
prison, though.
that it was an honest mistake and a product of inadvertence, not any intent to deceive.
So
That's
you're
the
annoying.
difference between a lie and inadvertently making a
You're
mistake.
ignoring the fact, though. You want to ride this coattail.
I'm not
Trump.
ignoring facts.
Okay.
You're using your
So
emotions.
you realize that when AI became a thing, Cohen was out of prison. You understand that, yes? Cohen has not been in prison for 3 or 4 years now. AI has not been a thing.
Yeah, but you don't
for
know
longer
about
than
Google.
3 or 4 years.
Google Bard.
So
Google
Cohen has
Bard
been
is a
on the
recent thing. You
outside.
have no, sir. You just
Nathan,
don't know what you're talking
Nathan,
about.
do you know what
I
Google
want
Bard
you to
is?
know what you're talking about, Nathan, but you just don't.
I do.
He doesn't
And-
have
and
any
so
idea what we're talking about.
You're claiming.
Wait, what is it, Nathan?
You're claiming that a guy.
No, what is it, Nathan?
It's a research thing that they can use online to pull up information in terms of what she is claiming to be the accurate statement of it.
Okay, so you're saying that
Okay,
Michael
so no,
Cohen.
let's ask Nathan.
should-
When was Google Bard start? When was it created?
know.
When
Tell
was
me-
it
tell me
available?
the year.
No, Nathan, stop talking because you're gonna push this. So now I'm gonna prove you have no idea what you're talking about. When was Google Bard made available online?
Go ahead and enlighten me.
Nathan, when was Google Bard made
I
available
just said,
online
go ahead
for
and
users?
enlighten me. That's the only answer you're going to get out of me. Go ahead and enlighten me. What year? I don't do your homework for you. You got to do that on your own.
We're not going to
So
sit here, Nathan, and pretend that you
No,
know
wait,
this
let me
answer.
just-
Be honest.
I know
Be
the
honest.
answer. I know the
I'm talking to
answer
Nathan.
because I
Give us
worked in
the
the tech
answer.
industry and I'm interested. I love Google Bard and I'm sad it went away because it was an amazing product. And and Nathan, you're trying to say that it didn't happen recently, but you don't know anything about Google's Bard or the product and when it came out. It
So
was
this is-
very
this is
recent.
the sword you're gonna
It was
die on
very
because-
recently, Nathan.
Right,
This happened
but you're
very
claiming that
recently.
Cohen was
March
locked up.
21st, 2023 is when
And-
Google
But
Bard
guess what?
was made
Cohen
available.
Was not, guess what, though? Cohen was not in prison then. So that's on him.
What's your point, Nathan?
My point is, you guys believe a liar, and you think
So
that
do
Cohen
you.
is a credible
we've
witness.
just we've
Thank
just
God you're not a
wait,
lawyer.
Isn't this
because
two
I'm gonna tell you
isn't
right
this
now,
two liars?
folks,
Nathan, calm down. Isn't this two liars? Is Donald Trump also not a liar?
Of course,
have
you
you
just
proven
said
him in the
you already
courtroom?
admitted he was a liar.
So
I'm just
so
I'm just
please.
wondering. So I agree. I can
Yes.
agree with you, Nathan. I agree with you. Michael Cohen's a liar. Here's where I disagree with you. I don't believe a liar. I believe the evidence. And I don't
The
believe
evidence isn't
everything.
there.
Hold on. I don't believe everything Michael Cohen says. But I do believe that Michael Cohen paid money to Stormy Daniels through her lawyer and expected to be paid back because the evidence lines up with that. And this is why you guys are off in the weeds. All this ancillary stuff that you're talking about with Michael Cohen doesn't matter if the underlying crime that they did is true. You believe that Trump had an affair with Stormy Daniels. I think you probably believe that Michael Cohen paid her. And I think you probably believe that Donald Trump not only knew about that payment, but reimbursed Cohen for that payment. Is that
Absolutely not. I don't think he had anything to do with it.
fair? Okay. All
Because
right.
at the end of the day, an organization.
Well, the problem,
is-
the
Hey,
problem is
he
all
admitted
the
it in a
evidence.
2018 civil case, but you just
So-
don't know
so-
anything about Donald
here-
Trump.
here's-
In a civil case
You
in
believe what you
California
wanna
in
believe.
2018, Donald Trump admitted to the reimbursement.
You
already.
can believe what you want to believe. That's fine. I
No.
don't care.
No. This isn't about belief,
No.
Nathan. It's
No,
about facts.
this
Let's
is
get the
about
facts
fact.
right. In 2018, Donald Trump in civil court admitted that he paid her back. In, I believe, 2019, his personal attorney at the time, Rudy Giuliani, went on Fox News and
May
said,
2nd, 2018.
2018, thank you. Rudy Giuliani, his attorney
Listen, I'm
at the
really
time,
glad-
went on
I'm
the
really
news and
glad-
said, wait, Nathan, hold
Nathan,
on.
be quiet and learn something. You have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
don't
It's
learn from
sad.
them.
Nathan,
Democrats, I'm
hold
sorry.
on. Hold on, Nathan. Before you get too upset, Donald Trump and his attorneys on multiple occasions have admitted that he paid this back. So why do you believe him when he says now, I
So
didn't know
here's the
anything about this?
So here's the thing. What you both fail to recognize, and I understand because you.
No. This isn't about people failing to recognize. I need you
No,
to answer
no,
the
I'm
question.
going to answer
Why
your
did
question if
why
you
did
allow
he
me
admit
to.
it in court, and why did his attorney say it on
I can't
TV?
answer your question if you keep interrupting.
Well, because you started off with what you don't realize.
I'll find the
Go
court
ahead.
documents.
Go ahead, Nathan.
So you guys are acting like Trump and his lawyers knew about this hush money payment that you're talking about, right? And here's the thing. It just doesn't add up because Trump, first of all, if you think a guy of his magnitude running the organization.
Nathan, stop.
What?
Nathan, hold on. No.
What?
This is exactly what I thought you were doing, which is why I stopped you. Answer the question I asked, and I'll ask it again. Why did Donald Trump and his attorneys
I don't
in
believe it.
court say, yes, we paid the hush money? And why did his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, go on TV and admit that they paid the hush money? Why did they do that if they didn't do it?
They lied. Giuliani
So they lied then? Why did they lie and say they paid it, Nathan?
Trump did not pay it, and Cohen.
No, why did his attorneys lie and say that they did then?
Simply not true.
No, why did they do that? That happened. Why did they
For a
say? Why did they
non-disclosure
say in court
agreement. That's
that
what,
they
do you
paid
know
the
what
money?
an NDA is? Do you know what an NDA is?
Why did his attorneys, if with that NDA, his attorney saying we paid it would be acknowledging it, which would break the NDA. So why, again, Nathan, and I'm going to ask you to be a man and answer the question that you're being asked. Why did his attorneys twice say that they paid the money? One time in court and one time on the news.
So
why?
here's the thing. What I can't.
No. Why? Why did they do that?
Hold on. I'm going to answer.
No,
your
not
question.
hold on. Why?
You're funny. I'll give you that.
Well,
But
you don't have
wanna
answers.
answer
I'll give
my
you
questions.
that.
So
Why,
should
Nathan?
Why should I answer your questions when you never answer?
Because this is
mine?
my show and you asked to come up here. So why, Nathan?
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
Okay, thank you.
What?
You said you were going to tell me why. I said thank you.
Yeah. This is a joke at the end of the day. This whole sham that you guys are running in New York is fraud.
Try again, Nathan. I need you to explain to me why Donald Trump's attorneys on 2 occasions admitted this happened if it didn't happen.
And that's then, and this is now.
I know. I need you to tell me why they did that. Why did they lie and say they paid it?
Okay, they lied because it's what needed to be done. They took care of it.
Why did that
time.
need to be done?
Because you're hanging on to straws. You know the case is
No,
cooked,
because
so you
why,
have to hang
Nathan?
on to
No,
the
Why
case.
follow
would you-
your line of logic, Nathan.
If
Let's
it's a
figure
crime,
it out
why'd they admit
together.
It's not a crime what he did.
Well, then why is
It's-
Donald Trump in court right
come
now
on
if it's
now.
not
You gotta
denying
realize,
that he did it?
Hey, so you claim that you worked in politics? You know this
Yeah.
shit happens all the time.
No, it
This is
doesn't. It's
hardball-
never happened
this
ever.
Is hardball
This is the first time
politics.
ever a sitting
is
president
hardball.
paid
This is-
hush. No, wait. This is the first time ever that a sitting president or a person running for president paid hush money to cover up an affair that they had with a porn star. I
This
don't
is
know how much
hardball
United States
politics.
history you know, but this has only happened one time. The other time that we know of when somebody paid to keep stories out of the media was John Edwards. And what happened to John Edwards? Is he innocent or guilty, Nathan?
Oh, well, what happened?
Innocent
Did Trump
or
win the
guilty,
election
Nathan?
In 2016? Did Trump
Innocent
win
or
the
guilty, Nathan?
Did Trump win the election in
Innocent
2016?
or
Yes
guilty,
or no?
Nathan?
Did
Nathan,
Trump win the
I have no
election in
idea.
Innocent or guilty,
2016?
Nathan? John Edwards. Innocent or guilty?
Did Trump win the election in 2016? Yes or no?
No, yes, of course.
And we did what we had to get to the finish line, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, you cheated. Yeah, you cheated and you broke the law. There you
We're
go,
going to do
Nathan.
exactly what we have to do in 2024.
Do you
to
remember
get
when
to
I
the finish
said this
line.
is how MAGA is? Any crimes committed in service of MAGA or Orange Jesus,
We
Donald
play
Trump
hardball.
is
We play
fine.
chess. You
That's
guys play
fine.
checkers.
But
You're not
then
playing-
here we are talking about your line of logic has collapsed in
Listen.
on itself, Nathan. You're
Listen.
not. This is not.
We are
you
winning
can't
the
stand
election.
up in a debate.
It's not even close.
He's
It's not
run out of
even
answers,
close.
and now
Nathan's
we're
thing
winning.
is Republicans can commit crimes if they need to.
That's right, and we're going to continue to do it until we get back to the White House. So keep waving your little flail in your arms.
Nathan,
Because
here's
I'm going to
let me tell you something, Nathan.
I'm going to tell you, it's going
Let
to
me
be
tell
very
you
bad
something,
for
Nathan.
people like you in
Let
November.
me tell you something, Nathan.
Trump is
I've
People
seen,
like
I've
me,
seen you now get dragged
women,
multiple
minorities,
times by
The
people on the left.
LGBTQ. Which one, Nathan? People
Hey,
like me.
It is going to be very bad for people like you come November. I hope to God Trump prosecutes.
Whoa, wait, hold on. It's bad for people like us?
It's going
That
to
it's
get
going to be. He's threatening us.
Why?
going to be
What are you guys
very,
going to do,
very
Nathan?
bad.
What are you planning on doing? What's the plan?
If you would unmute my mic so I could respond.
You're talking, dummy.
No, somebody in the background was
Oh,
muting.
yeah. Armand got sick of you. Sorry. Don't mute his mic.
So what I mean by that is I hope to God once Trump becomes president, which he will.
No, what's going to be bad for us was the question I asked. I need
hope
you to
God
finish the
he's
threat.
going to prosecute you liberals on the left who run
For
these
what?
fake mainstream lives where you spread nothing but
He's going to prosecute me?
news. I hope to God he slams the
He's
hell
going
out
to
of us.
prosecute me?
I hope
For
he
talking
gets
out
something.
loud.
Yeah. For
I hope to God
Because the
expressing
First
my
Amendment
speech?
only applies not for
Listen.
people speaking out against
Yeah, Nathan.
I
Republicans.
hope that we have a political regime that takes out these leftist
Yeah,
propaganda.
fascist, right?
Yeah, you are a fascist. You
Nathan,
spread
no,
lies.
you're a fascist,
You're
Nathan.
explaining
You don't know
fascism
anything.
right now, Nathan. And what you hope Donald Trump does is be a fascist dictator. That's what you're saying.
And it's going to be very bad for people like you. Very bad.
There you go. Yeah. There's
very,
the
very
fascism.
bad. So if I were you, in your best interest, I would quit spreading propaganda that you know is simply untrue, because otherwise, when we get a hold of the DOJ, we're coming after every.
You lost in 2020. You lost in 2022. You're getting your ass kicked, and you guys are getting your asses kicked everywhere in every election. Nathan, here's what just happened today. We asked you tough questions, and you can't answer them. So you ended, instead of answering the questions, what you did, Nathan, is you vaguely threatened us and was like, you'll see. It's because you're too uninformed and not intelligent enough to know that you are being played. You're a mark. You've been played. You've been played by a con man, which is why you can't answer any questions. But you are also so proud of yourself, and you are so arrogant that you think, despite the fact that you can't answer any questions, that you guys are going to win an election.
Oh,
the people who can't answer a single question are going to win an election.
We are going to win.
No, Nathan, I understand that you don't that you want your white ethno state. I get it. That's fine. But the truth is, people like you are wildly unpopular, which is why I keep watching you get rolled by lefties day after day after day. And is your following getting bigger, Nathan? No, it's not. Nobody cares what you have to say.
Oh, nobody cares what the left
and don't
has to
pretend
say.
that you're not trying, Nathan, because you're going on every big creator's show and you're trying your darndest, and you are getting pummeled. Over and over
you are
and
getting
over.
Pummeled
You're
right
not
now.
convincing.
You are literally, the case in Manhattan is
Check
crushed.
the messages.
And that's why you are so mad. You are like a little whiny child.
I'm not mad.
And I'm going to tell you right now, once the DOJ under the Trump administration comes in, I hope to God that they slam your
weaponization of the government. We're going to weaponize
he hopes
our government.
We are going to weaponize the hell. It is going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be a bloodbath for the Democrats. We are going to take each and every one of you out, one by one.
Because you can't win with facts. Because you can't win. Okay, calm down, Nathan. Stop.
No. We are going to weaponize the DOJ. I hope
you said we're going to weaponize the DOJ.
He's not going to do anything.
We are going to weaponize the. It's going to be very ugly for people like you. It ain't going to be pretty.
Yeah, keep going.
People like you are going to get sent back to probably where you're from.
I'm going to start threatening. This is the fragility of the
I'm
white
gonna get. He just told me I'm going to get sent back to where I'm from.
So it's going to be very ugly for you.
We know, Nathan. Big feelings. We know. Big feelings. Thanks for answering 0 questions, Nathan. I hope you continue your journey of getting absolutely dusted by lefties online because you don't have any good arguments. I look forward to that, Nathan. Have a good day, buddy. All right, we got some comments to read. I love the threats at the idea. There's MAGA for you. All right. Let me get to these. Amber says they're going to finally lock her up. Lou says Nathan is an uninformed F-boy. Amber says Nathan's a moron. Amber says Nathan's attempt to pass aggressive is dumb. Cindy says Nate can't handle a girl fact-checking him facts.
It's amazing how men react to women correcting them. And for someone with so little information about anything, like Nathan's got to be used to people correcting him because he's literally wrong all the time. He's perpetually incorrect.
What's the difference between MAGA and zombies? Cindy asks.
What is it?
Only zombies care about brains.
That's very true.